These aren't tricks. These are behaviors that actually determine if your dog can function in real public environment. You've probably seen a list of dog training skills like sit, down, stay, come. These aren't those. Every skill on this list maps an actual something that happens when you take your dog in public. So, not in the classroom, but out in the world. I'm Heather Furby with Casa Luna Canines, and this is the Pub Dog Project, where we care less about perfect obedience and more about if you can function with your dog in public. So, let's talk about dogs going public. Here's going to be the 10 skills on the Pub Dog approved evaluation. The first one is relax at a table. So public life has a lot of hurry up and wait, a lot of it. And if your dog can't settle while you're occupied, checking in or, I don't know, paying your bill, getting situated, then every outing turns into some crowd control issue instead of spending time together. So the skill is your dog remains calm, any position. So remains in a calm position. It can be standing, sitting, down for at least 1 minute while you sign in and chat. So it's just kind of a mock doing something and your dog is just in a calm position. That's it. You don't even have to tell them to get into a position. They just are calm. So we're not talking a perfect sit and looking at you. Just calm while you check in. Second, stroll without struggle. So a dog that pulls or zigzags or plants themselves in protest makes it difficult to navigate spaces safely, right? So it's really hard to enjoy time together if you're all tangled up in the leash. So this isn't about perfect heel work. It's about moving together without it being a battle. So the actual skill is to walk together on a loose leash through a little left turn, right turn, then a stop, just like if you're walking to a table. It's not a perfectly straight line. We want to know that you can turn each direction. Every dog has a preference when it's on your side, if you're turning into it or away from it. So we just want to know that your dog can be a little fluent. And then 3, navigate a crowd. So crowds happen anywhere at any time. And a dog who can move through people with a little more grace and ease has opportunities to join you without creating tension for everyone. So again, we're just moving through a small group of people. Maybe, we don't want lunging or prolonged sniffing for you or the dog. We just want to be paid attention that we can navigate through a few people. It doesn't need to be a tight space. Just navigate a crowd. Number 4, pass another pup like a pro. So other dogs are they're going to be part of dog-friendly spaces. Always. They're always going to be there. So the goal isn't pretending that they don't exist. That's not realistic. But what we do want is that they can pass by without tension, chaos, or the entire outing unraveling with barks and lunges and all the shenanigans. So again, the skill is to walk past another dog at fairly close range, 2 to 3 feet away. We don't need to get right up in their space without showing reactive behavior or losing focus. So your dog can absolutely acknowledge that the other dog is there. They can see them, but they shouldn't strain towards them or show any signs of stress or fear. So it's the same way. This is how we do it in humans, where I can say hi to someone, but I don't got to run up and lick their face and be all over them. So I just want a nice, calm, hey, I acknowledge you. We're on the trail together. Hey, what's up? Let's keep passing. So that's the skill number 4 of pass another pup like a pro. Number 5, stay calm in a social circle. So public outings are about gathering with friends, often. It's about movement, conversations, environmental noise, and it requires a dog who can remain settled and responsive without becoming overwhelmed. Makes sense. So as we're just staying calm in a social circle, what this isn't a huge area. The skill is to remain calm with 2 to 3 other people and their dogs within a closer group, like you're sitting at a table, like it's a normal conversation. So the dog can interact calmly with the other dogs, but there's no excessive barking, jumping up, no showing signs of fear or aggression. So it's a little closer quarters than just navigating through a crowd, which is going towards a movement or navigating past another dog. So that is skill number 5. Stay calm in a social circle. Number 6 is we are going to greet a friendly stranger. People approach dogs constantly when they're out in public with backpacks, strollers, umbrellas, or this need to boop your dog. We don't know. Humans are weird. Dogs get approached. So, what we want is a dog that can stay grounded through unexpected greetings or maybe even a little bit louder noises so that we can bring them to everyday spaces. So, what the actual skill is that someone is going to carry a bag or some unfamiliar item and briefly greet you, drop the bag, ask if they can pet your dog, and then you can acknowledge. You can say yes or no. You don't have to let them pet your dog. If your dog is not one that likes to be pet, you could say no, thank you. But the skill is someone carrying a bag or something larger comes and kind of drops it next to your dog, greets you, asks if they can pet your dog, and then you respond. Right. So if they do want to pet your dog, we're never coming over the top of the head. It's always the chest, under the chin, maybe on the rump, wherever that dog likes, but never over the top of the head. So that's greeting a friendly stranger. This means somebody who's non-aggressive, right? Number 7, ignoring temptations. Can be a challenging one, but public ground is it's a buffet. And a reliable leave it is not just an obedience skill, it's a safety piece. So what we need in the pub dog approved is for your dog to walk past a tempting item on the ground. And it's usually just a bowl of food or kibble. It doesn't have to be, I don't know, a steak or a hot dog, but something that's tempting on the ground. And they need to respond to the leave it cue without pulling or having you have to drag them off the object. So that's to ignore temptations because public settings have lots of different temptations. Number 8, stay put while you step away. Again, real life scenarios require movement away from your dog. You might need to go order at the counter or pay a bill, go grab a napkin. Something happens that you need to move away from your dog for a short time. You need a dog that can hold a position and give you the freedom to actually function. So this is different than number 1, where we relaxed at the table while you were checking in. This is actually holding a position. So you need to ask your dog to go into a sit stay, a down stay, or a stand stay, whichever is most comfortable and reliable for your dog. So you tell them to get in the position, stay while you walk away. And you're going to walk away about 20 feet, grab something, and then come back and return to your dog. And your dog is supposed to hold that position the whole time. This can be trickier than what we think, but it is holding that sit or down the entire time, not getting up as you start to walk back towards them and releasing the position. So the idea is to hold the position while you walk away and return to your dog. And then we've got this. Number 9 is to come when called, even when distractions are present. So recall isn't just for off-leash reliability and freedom. It's your reset button. When an environment becomes busy or awkward, or maybe you do get tangled, you got to drop that leash, we call them right back. So the skill is to ask your dog to stay, and you can have them on a long leash just in case, and you call them to you. It's simple. So they need to come directly to you, even if there's something else really interesting between you and the dog. Number 8 and 9 can often be combined in your evaluation, where you ask the dog to hold a position, you walk away and get something, come back to the dog, walk away again, call them to you. Simple, easy. So if you're submitting your videos, you can sometimes combine these. And then the final one, number 10, is obviously you got to wait at the doorway or go through politely. So doorways are transition points, and transition points are often when dogs lose their brain for a moment. But a dog who moves through a doorway or a threshold calmly is safer for everyone in these public outings. So you're not just coming in and rushing in the door or rushing out the door and everything drops. It's a nice, calm enter or exit. So the skill is actually going up to the doorway and either waiting you go through, the dog waits and then follows you. So that happens sometimes if the dog, think of it real life, the door opens out, you got to go through and then the dog follows you. Or you can send your dog through first and then you follow. It can happen maybe the door opens in and you're like, hey, I got to get my dog out of here. If you're on crutches, a walker, a wheelchair, sometimes we got to let the dog through while we open the door and then we can go through ourselves. So either dog goes through first and you follow, or you go through first and then call the dog through, or you just walk nicely side by side together. It doesn't matter. You just have to announce which one you're doing first and then complete the skill. So as long as it's polite and under control. So that's it. That's the list of 10 skills. All of them are rooted in everyday scenarios you're going to run into when you're out and about in public. So now what happens when you put it all together? We've got this pub dog approved evaluation, and it's not just a test that's pass fail. Start thinking of it as a snapshot and a real look at what your dog is dealing with right now and what you have to work on. So an evaluation doesn't have to be a one-time, one and done thing. You can make progress on it. But if you do pass, then you get bragging rights. You can say you're pub dog approved, you get your certificate, will be in the mail, and you'll be able to order your swag. So it's fun to get pub dog approved. But also, some of us, it's going to take a little bit of fluid and time as we practice these skills. The evaluation can happen actually online, or if you're where there's a pub dog approved trainer, you can take it in person. And you upload videos, or that you and your friend take in a nice setting, or you can do in person. It's always a fun way to meet other pub dogs, and it's fun, easy. Either way, we just want it to be low stress. This isn't supposed to be a perfect skills. So what would the day look like, or the setup as you're going through your evaluation? You want to start with some kind of warm up with your dog so that you know you're working together. Might be a sniff walk. It might be some games. You're doing your baseline check-in of the environment. Really suggest you take it at a place that you are familiar with. So you're not arriving to a sight unseen, that we've got some familiarity with the area. And then you just move through the structured scenarios. If it's in person, they're usually set up for you. You're moving through the 10 skills assessed in a real setting. So it's not a classroom. It's not just a parking lot. We need an actual environment. It's a public setting. And here's the part that a lot of people don't expect, but we actually are evaluating you and watching you as much as the dog. So I want to know that your timing, your setup, and how you react to the dog in real time is part of the picture too, because you and your dog are always, always a team, especially out and about in public. So what we're looking for is not perfection. It's just functional. Functional that you guys can go through these 10 steps, be fluid. And if something happens that's not expected, both you and your dog can recover, whoops, and try again. So that's what we're looking for. Can your dog notice something, process it, and then get back to you? Can you read what's happening and adjust before everything falls apart? That's the standard. So you're going to walk away with understanding what your dog knows, what they're solid on. Maybe you might need some work, and you'll get the response, so you have a clear path forward on what to practice, not just a generic training plan, but something that's built around what you guys actually saw together. So if you've been watching this playlist and thinking, this is what I've been missing, I need some confidence, I actually need to know what to do and how to be out in public, then you're ready for the next step. So make sure you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss the individual skills that are coming next, where we actually teach you how to train each piece. As always, pub dog training isn't about taking your dog everywhere. It's about knowing when your dog is ready to go out and about, where they can thrive, and how you can help them succeed. So we'll see you out in public with Pub Dog.